so fun to watch him do that and go to work. And we've seen him flirt with outings like that over time. I think back to a game in 21 against the Red Sox where I think he took a no-hitter or something into the 8th maybe. And when he gets rolling like that, he's just so fun to watch at his craft, just because he's so good at commanding all of his pitches. His curveball was great tonight. But because his changeup and his fastball were good too, it made that curveball even more special. I was actually pretty calm over there. Just enjoying watching him kind of paint a masterpiece.
What will you remember about this historic night?
I think the fact that it's been a tough week for Domingo. With what he's gone through, losing an uncle and for him to go out there and do that, I'm sure it adds to the emotion for him, and to see his teammates, how excited they are for him, knowing what he was kind of going through the last couple days. I'm so proud of him. He's been through so much, and again, this has not been an easy week or time for him, and for him to go out there and paint that masterpiece was really just a lot of fun to be able to watch.
When did you start thinking about it?
I was aware of it in like the 4th, but in the 5th, on my card when I, at the end of that inning, and he was in a really good shape pitch-wise, so I guess around then, probably the middle of the game.
Aaron, how good was the curveball? You singled it out, but just from your vantage point.
Yeah, it seemed really good. Hard to say, over there it's that short one, but just guys don't see it. So anytime he did get behind in the count, which obviously wasn't a lot, like he was able to get back in with anything. But again, like his other pitches were such a fact. I thought he had good power on his fastball, so that was in play. He used that a good amount. I thought he did a good job using his changeup too, even his changeup to get back into some counts. And I think that made it not just so predictable with the curveball, but his ability to strike it when he wants to and to shorten it up and throw it a little harder. He gets it going forward for a long time, and you see guys like from the side, it doesn't look overwhelming, and guys, you'll see good hitters when he's got it going all the time, swing through it.
Was he was coming off those 2 outings too? Does that add a little bit to it, just given what he?
Yeah, it does. Look, this game, this game will get you. He's had such a good year for us, and like the last 2 outings have been so rough, that it's kind of, affected his overall numbers. The ERA wasn't good, but I think if we all, that have watched this season unfold, he's really pitched well, and two really rough outings there. So to be able to bounce back from that, which is part of the gig, you gotta be able to bounce back from some tough ones, and he's been able to do that. But just so happy for him, and and credit to Higgy too. Higgy was great back there with them, and just excited for them.
Was there any superstition not to talk to him in the latter innings?
Not really. I didn't, other than when he's walking off each time. That way, Mingo. Handled a PFP ball on a really good play by Rizzo over there. So more just typical when he was coming off the mound. I didn't say anything to him, on the bench, but I wasn't necessarily over avoiding it either.
Aaron, it was kind of unique in that, it was a 24-minute, I believe, 5th inning with the offense getting going there. He went out to the bullpen to throw some pitches. Then obviously there was the injury issue. Just how laser focused he was, considering some of the things he had to overcome just within this game.
Yeah, it's a great point. Fortunately, around that it moved pretty well. I think, it seemed like the game ended in pretty good fashion. So probably the pitch clock probably helped him, right? Because it kept the game moving despite that one big hold up there. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, it's been a long time. And I noticed him get out to the mound right away when that fifth inning ended, knowing he wanted to make sure he got all of his pitches in or more, you know, if he had time in between innings. So just good job of him being aware, good job of him, you know, staying, you know, doing what he needed to do to be able to go out there and still be locked in.
How would you describe your dugout in that last inning?
You know, some definite looking around, not really acknowledging anything, just kind of looking at each other. And I didn't look down much at all the players, so I don't know what was stirring, but I was just kind of keeping to myself for the most part. Consider moving Izzy in with 2 outs there, just to take away a short hit or something. That's the only thing I said. I said to Louie, I'm like, should we move Izzy in? And he said, no. I was like, all right. So I was just kind of like, I was fairly calm, but I was also I didn't want to do much of anything.
All right.
You mentioned earlier that he's been through so much in his career.
Yeah.
How much have you seen him grow dating back to the suspension and his early years with the team?
Yeah, a ton. You know, those of you that know him or around him, he's such a sweet guy, but you know, he's definitely been through a lot, and you know, taken ownership of a lot, and works really hard to it's important to him to be a good teammate and a good guy, and he works hard to do that. And you know, I think even as we've talked about a lot this year, going back to this winter, I felt like he had a really meaningful winter of, you know, just work and purpose and focus, and came in a really good place. And you know, he's carried that, you know, throughout the season to this point.